Welcome to Screw the Commute, the entrepreneurial podcast dedicated to getting you out of the car and into the money, with your host, lifelong entrepreneur and multimillionaire, Tom Antion.
Hey everybody, it's Tom here with episode 311 of Screw the Commute podcast. Today we're going to talk about link bait and how it can help your site. Now I'm not talking about clickbait, which is a bad thing. Clickbait is where someone says, I don't know, something like, we're so sorry to hear about Clint Eastwood, implying that he's dead. So you go to click and then you go to a page about wrinkle cream or something like that. Well, Google announced it's cracking down on that. So link bait is a totally different and legit thing. I'm not talking about clickbait. All right, we'll get into that in a couple minutes. Hope you didn't miss episode 310. That was the exact method to put frequently asked questions on your site to please Google. Now, you can put them on your site, but if you don't do them in a certain way, the chances of you getting the real big benefit of it are very slim. So check out episode 310 if you missed it. Now, how would you like to hear your own voice here on Screw the Commute? Well, if the show has helped you out at all in your business or given you ideas to help you start a business, we want to hear about it. Visit screwthecommute.com and look for a little blue sidebar that says, Send a voicemail. Click on it, talk into your phone or computer, tell me all about how the show's helped you. Also put your website there so you can get a big shout out in front of thousands of people on a future episode of Screw the Commute. Now, make sure you grab a copy of our automation ebook. It saved me millions of keystrokes and helped me steal customers from other competitors because they took too long to get back to people. So this is all the ways I automate my business, right? In a book, we sell it for $27, but it's yours free for listening to Screw the Commute. So check it out at screwthecommute.com/automate free. screwthecommute.com/automate free. While you're at it, grab a copy of our podcast app at screwthecommute.com/app. That's APP, where you can put it on your cell phone and tablet, and it has all kinds of cool features. And we have instructions for you over there on how to use all those cool features to take us with you on the road. All right, everybody's still worried about the pandemic. But I'm telling you, if you get the skills to work from home, you can have a great lifestyle business like I've enjoyed for 26 years. And I've always been in my own business for 44 years now. But this is the best ever, this last 26 years. I do what I want. I deal with who I want. I sit at home. I don't have to travel. I don't have to commute. That's why this podcast exists, Screw the Commute, right? So you can do that too if you have good, credible training. Well, I formalized my training at my school, imtcva.org. It's the only licensed, dedicated internet marketing school in the country. We update our curriculum sometimes daily, probably never less than weekly, that we put something new in that's happening on the web. And it's very up to date, and it's an in-demand skill. To get the license for the school, I had to prove to the state of Virginia that there was a demand for this. Well, every business on the face of the earth needs an internet presence and email marketing and shopping carts and blogging and texting, all this stuff that they do. Well, this is hardcore in-demand skills, the things that I do and the things that every business on earth needs. So you can be making money in a few months and graduate in 6 months to a year. So anyway, that's imtcva.org. It's great for you. It's a great legacy gift to give to your kids, your grandchildren, nephews, nieces, or whatever that's worth something to them. And it's going to keep them from coming home and living with you. Okay. All right, let's get into the main event. Link bait is content on your website where people naturally want to link to it from their website, blogs, YouTube descriptions, Facebook, and all kinds of places. Well, why is this valuable to you? See, inbound links, in other words, links where someone else links to you, they're a major ranking factor with Google. If you have lots of high quality and relevant links from sites that are relevant to you, or extremely powerful sites like news sites and Wall Street Journal and things like that, or Forbes, they're linking to you, Google thinks, hey, this must be a pretty good site if so many people have bothered to link to it. Now, in the old days, people would buy these fake links, but that's long gone. Don't do that. That'll actually hurt your site now. So don't do that. Google figured that out years ago that people were faking this. Don't do it. But you should make an effort to create this kind of content in addition to whatever other content you create to give yourself better chances that large numbers of websites will link to you. And another thing really about this numbers of people, you don't necessarily have to have large numbers either. I have an article called Top 20 Seminar Scams. It's been seen a couple 100,000 times, but I think it only has about 120 websites linking to it. But many of those sites are massively powerful, like Reddit. I think Huffington Post is linked to it, Crime Watch, and a bunch of other really important sites. So that article is an example of a list type link bait. I listed 20 ways you could get robbed at a seminar. So you need to think up for your topic and industry what lists you could make up. So that's one way you can make link bait. Infographics can be very good for link bait. That's where it's a visual representation of what you're talking about. Many times the same list you created in an article or blog post format could be reformatted into an infographic. And I think the free graphics program, in fact, I'm sure of it, Canva, has infographic templates. And all you have to do, though, even if you don't have Canva, is Google infographic generators, and you'll find tons of them that have templates. You can fill in the blanks with your information and have a very unique, cool-looking graphic that people would want to link to. All right, another one. How would you like to put 26 pages of fantastic content on your site overnight? Well, create a glossary of industry terms, and people will link to it. We made one on my site, protectiondogselite.com, because I couldn't understand lots of the terms the trainers were using. So I figured other people that want a family protection dog couldn't either. And with no promotion whatsoever, we got some very serious sites linking to it. See, a glossary can also keep people on your site for long periods of time, which is called, in Google terms, time on site, or in analytics terms, time on site, which is another ranking factor that makes Google think, wow, you are a good site if people stayed on it for a long time. So that's a glossary. Another link bait is definitive or ultimate or complete lists or guides. They're good link bait. And the name of the guide or list does make a difference. The definitive guide to choosing a web host, let's say, or the ultimate guide to buying Bitcoins. That's just examples that I made up there, but you see the definitive guide, the ultimate guide. I imagine they're probably out there somewhere, but I just made them up. Another good word is complete, as in the complete list of great gardening tools. Okay, you got to substitute whatever makes sense for you. But if you sold garden stuff, that would make great sense for you. Make a list of all these great gardening tools and where they're going to buy them from you. All right, another kind of link bait is controversial content. It can be fantastic link bait, and it can create lots of engagement. Well, but that engagement's going to be in the form of arguments, probably. All right. And I had a great media trainer, Joel Roberts, tell me the media likes heat, not light. So if you can get arguments going and it gets great publicity for you, but you have to have the stomach for it. Now, you're going to get confrontation to use this link bait idea. I mean, you could put out a blog post, all right? And folks, I am not going to put out a blog post like this, okay? But I want to just use this for an illustration. Oh, my goodness. Here's the title of the blog post that I am not putting out. Why women should be barefoot and pregnant. Oh, my God. Would I do that? Not in a million years. I kind of think barefoot's kind of hot, but I'm not so keen on the pregnant part. But anyway, you would get pummeled with people attacking you and arguing with you, and you'd get trolls sticking up for you to try to just get in there and make a bunch more arguments going on. Now, this doesn't interest me at all right? I'm just telling you that people will link to that kind of stuff, even if it's to tell their readers that you were a jerk. And people have made a lot of money doing this kind of stuff. It's just not my thing. All right, another link bait is data and statistics. Now, it's also cool to do your own studies and polls, which become not only link bait, but publicity generators. You see all the time non-scientific surveys like this. 150 surfers were asked what they think of the new soft surfboards, and they said, and then you put down what they said. So if you're selling surfboards, it's perfect. And you could get in surfing magazines and surfing websites with that totally non-scientific poll. So that's good link bait. Current and in the news content can work, but evergreen content is better. Evergreen content is stuff that lasts for long periods of time. And the reason is the links can really add up to large numbers over time, which not only makes you look better to Google, but people that never heard of you will actually click on those links and possibly turn into customers, and there'll be much greater numbers when it's evergreen content. See, current content can give you a burst of links quickly, but it can fizzle just as quickly. All right, cool pictures and videos are good link bait. We have one that's been stolen quite a bit because we actually took this picture. So if you, and there's others out there now, but we took one of the first ones and people started stealing it. But it's where a young woman is at an ATM machine late at night and her protection dog is watching her back. It made it on the very popular Real Penguin site, which linked back to my site, protectiondogselite.com, and gave me credit for it. Now, since I rely mostly on paid traffic and my email list now, I don't do much of this backlink stuff anymore. Most of the links came from people just finding and sharing my content. But if you choose to do this method, which I'm saying is really good for your site, you do have to promote the content to get the ball rolling. Put it on your social media, email it to your list, put out press releases for publicity, and you will start seeing more and more people link to you. So how do you know who and how many people are linking to you? I'll tell you that in a minute. Right now, I'd like to remind you that you have a person here that's willing to partner with you in the form of my mentor program, where you pay an entry fee, and then I help you, my whole staff helps you one-on-one. You have all kinds of unique features with video and shooting in our studio and doing all these things that you need to learn, and it's one-on-one. So you're not lumped in with groups of people that you're lost half the time or bored half the time. So it's the most unique and longest running mentor program ever. And when I say partner, my success is tied to your success. So for me to get my big money, you have to make way bigger money. So people really love this. It's been going 20 years, 1,700 students, and still going strong. So check that out, greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. And it also includes a scholarship to my school, which you can gift to a loved one. You can use it yourself if you want more structured, ABC type training. Very powerful. I live and breathe this stuff. I'm available weekends, evenings, holidays. It doesn't make any difference to me. I'm only interested in your success. So the way it's structured is that, guys like me were charging 50 or 100 grand up front to teach this stuff to you. Well, I thought that's not really fair. So I switched it and made them all mad by letting you in for 10% of that roughly. And for me to get my 50,000, you got to make 200,000. So people just loved this. Like I said, 1,700 students later, it's still going. And a lot of those people have disappeared off the face of the earth that were trying to really rape people in the beginning. I know a lot of these people, you give them 50 grand, you'd never see them again. All right, let's get back to the main event of link bait. So there are inbound link checkers. Many are free, and you can get a lot of results for free. And then if you want the full Monty of results, then you pay a little bit of money. So the one that I like to use gives a lot of results in the free version, and it's called href backlink checker. But it's a weird spelling, so I put the link to it in the show notes for you. And you can also Google link bait and get lots of other examples that people have done that did well for them by getting backlinks. So all you have to do is Google link bait, and there you go. You'll be buried with stuff and ideas that you can adapt to your stuff. So check out greatinternetmarketingtraining.com. Check out my school, and I would love to be part of your success. And it just thrills me, and I live it and breathe it all day long. All right, we'll catch you on the next episode. See you later.